did good today. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my summer TBR, all the books that I hope to get to this summer that are very seasonal, giving all the summer beachy vibes, even though you know your girl is not going to the beach anytime soon, but that is okay. I'm definitely late to the party on this first read, and that is Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau. I know I'm late to this one. I've heard nothing but good things, so I'm excited to get into it. But if you have not read this one, let me tell you about it. This book is set in the 1970s in Baltimore. It's about a teenage girl who's kind of from a strict family, and she goes to nanny. Really cute. So she goes to nanny for this family of a doctor. Her parents think like, ooh, yeah, like this is gonna be a great opportunity for you. Turns out they are like a lot less strict than her family that she comes from. So it's a coming of age story. She has this great summer. That's what I know about it. And everyone loves it. Everyone says it's fantastic. It looks like the perfect summer read. And if you're like me and loved Daisy Jones and the Six and want to get more of that 70s feeling, okay, this one you may not have heard of. This is the all-girl filling station's last reunion by Fannie Flagg. I picked this book up because I was told that it gives Gilmore Girls vibe. And one thing you need to know about me is that I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan. I love that show. It is my comfort show, favorite show. Love, love, love. And so when I read that this was like very much those vibes, I had to pick it up. So let me tell you a little bit more than that so you have a little more context if you're not a fan. Okay, so this is the story of a lady who, she's an empty nester. All of her kids have like gone and been married off. And she ends up finding out a secret about her mother that kind of sends her on this like journey of like not only like learning about her mom and her past, but also like this journey of self-discovery. And then all that leads her to learning about the adventures of the girls at the all-girl filling station. So really I think this is going to be a story with a lot of powerful female characters, probably some like really awesome female friendships. It sounds great. This is also the author of Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe. Well, okay, so not Fried Green Tomatoes like the movie? I don't know. Don't listen to me. I really thought I knew what this book was about. Apparently I don't. But what you need to know is this is Gilmore Girls vibe, female characters. Sounds like a great summer read. Okay, this one I'm a little ashamed of because this was supposed to be on my spring TBR that I never picked this up. I bought this specifically to read during the spring and I didn't pick it up, but I think that it will still work for summer. This is The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. This is a series. I think this is the first in there. I think there are 3 now in the series. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is this sounds so great. This is like high society England. I don't know the time period, but we're talking, I think it's like Bridgerton-esque time period. Victorian. Okay, so this is Victorian time period. And so this is about a sorority, a crime sorority of these ladies in Victorian England, and they are like con artists in a way and thieves, and it just sounds like so interesting. And what I really love is that the main character's name is Cecilia, which is my name as well. So I've never read a book with like the main character having my name, or I think any book with my name in it. So this is very exciting. It's even spelled the same way, which is very rare. Her love interest has direct orders to kill her, which just sounds incredible. Actually, that sounds right up my alley. Okay, next is probably 2 that if you haven't already read, they are probably on your summer TBR as well. So sorry for being redundant, but I had to put these on here because I need to read these, and if you haven't, you need to as well. So that is People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read by Emily Henry. And also Happy Place, I just don't have a copy yet because I refuse to buy the hardcover because I'm not going to read it out of the hardcover. I hate reading out of hardcovers. Do you agree? Do you agree? Last summer I read Book Lovers, and I was just getting like back into reading, so I'm curious to I want to reread it at some point and see what I think of it now. But I flew through that book. I literally sat out here on my porch in our rocking chairs and I read that book in 2 days, which is very fast for me at the time and still kind of fast for me. I ate that book up. It's such a good summer read. So if you haven't read that, I highly recommend. But that makes me really excited to read these this summer, and I've been waiting. I've been holding on to these and waiting because I knew they would be so great for summer. I think the only thing I have heard is that beach read is not really set on the beach as much as you would think from the name. So stay tuned, I'll let you know. But this one is about two literary authors. One writes romance, one writes literary fiction, and I think they end up writing together, something like that. And yada yada, they fall in love. And then people we meet on vacation, this is a friends to lover, if I believe, and also kind of a second chance. These people kind of go on vacation with each other throughout the years, which everyone talks about this, that the title is misleading and that the UK title of You and Me on Vacation is better fitting, and I agree. I fully agree. But I'm so excited for this. I haven't read a lot of Friends to Lovers or Second Chance recently, or very much at all. I'm an Enemies to Lovers girly, but I am excited to jump into this. So stay tuned on these two. I have been reading a lot of heavier stuff recently, so I'm very ready for some fluffy romance. Okay, and the next one, this is also for my girlies who were in their Daisy Jones and the 6th era and don't want to leave it. And that is Just Kids by Patti Smith. So this is Patti Smith's autobiography. It takes place during the height of the rock and roll era in the 70s, and it's her love story with Robert Mapplethorpe, which I don't know a lot about him, and I don't really know a lot about Patti Smith, so I'm really interested for this. But they're young and they're both artists, and they are in New York, I think, throughout this whole thing. And this is real life Daisy Jones and the Six, to an extent. This is All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. And this book is super intriguing to me because this is set in a Catholic school. I think an all-girls Catholic school. And I went to Catholic school all my preschool through high school. So I know I'm gonna relate to some of this, and this sounds so interesting. So basically our main character, Maeve Chambers, she discovers a pack of tarot cards. She thinks that she can just she just wants to get some attention from doing readings, but it ends up getting a lot darker than that. She teams up with some of her classmates to bring back, this is all in the back, this is not spoilers, but someone ends up disappearing. She teams up with her friends to get this girl back. What's also really cool about this story is that this is a queer story. I don't know how heavy the subplot of romance is in here, but I always love reading an LGBTQ romance plot at all. I just think that representation is much needed. So I'm excited for that. And this is only $10. And this is a pretty big book. It's gorgeous. The cover is just absolutely stunning. So I could not pass this up. I have not heard much about this, but it looks fabulous. And this is also a series. So if it's good, I can keep reading it into the fall, keep those good vibes coming. Okay, now I have two classics here. One of them is a reread for me, and the other one is not. So first we have Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. I adored this series growing up. This was such a comfort series to me. I remember checking out the movies from the library and the original TV series and watching them when I was sick. So there's just very fond memories of that, and I loved the books so much, and I have not read them since grade school. So I really want to reread this series, at least the first one in the series this summer. I feel it's such a good example of really appreciating the little things seasonally and just in nature. and just everything, and just kind of that like slow living that is always a good reminder to like get back to. So I'm really excited to revisit Anne and hop into this book. And then I have The Secret Garden. This is by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This was also on my tentative spring TBR, and like obviously I did not read it, and that's why we're here. This is more of like a young adult book for sure. I think I maybe started to read this when I was growing up and never finished it. I don't really have strong memories of it, or like any movie adaptations. I will say, warning, that this is an old book and that is not an excuse, but there is some racism narrative throughout this book. I don't know how heavy it is. I just have been warned about that. So stay tuned, but I do want to warn about that because that is not to be taken lightly. And then lastly, this is kind of maybe an odd note to leave off on, because this is not like especially summery, but it is, I want to make it a priority for myself. This is an essay collection, and this has Crazy Salad, Some Things About Women, as well as Scribble Scribble, Notes on the Media. Nora Ephron is very famous. She wrote Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally, which are both like some of my favorite movies of all time. I know this will be a little bit different because these I don't think are fiction. I think these are just kind of Nora's really like take on some like societal things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to subscribe, like, leave a comment, any of those good things. If you didn't like it, sorry girl. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, hi. Hello. You coming to join me? That's so kind. I'm like kind of gonna need a... That's okay though, that's fine. I'm glad you're happy.